All right, guys, it's Nasfight Media coming at you guys with another video. We got a special guest today. We got Vito Mielnicki, 14 and 1s, 9 KOs, fighting on the preliminary card. Could you say that? Of Tank and Ryan. Um,
Yes,
this
sir.
is a, this is a big one because you're probably gonna get the most eyeballs that you've ever gotten, obviously. And you're facing Jose Sanchez Charles. Is that correct, Vito?
Yes, sir. Jose Sanchez Charles.
23 and 1. So this is also the most experienced opponent you fought. What
hmm
can you tell us about your opponent?
I know he's coming off a tough fight against a former world champ, Austin Trout.
Mhm.
I know he's training hard. I know he's going to be on his P's and Q's that night. So we're bringing our A game. He's going to bring his A game, and we're going to put on a dominant performance.
Man. Obviously you're coming off a stoppage win. And
hmm
you fought on the tank Hector Luis Garcia fight. That was another great performance. Do you feel any like added pressure to always, you know, maybe put not necessarily even like put on a stoppage win or anything like that, but just to always be dominant or like, people always have something to say. Do you ever feel that pressure of like having to put on A plus performance?
Yeah, I mean, I think every time you go in there, you're only judged off your last performance. So my last performance after this fight won't matter. It's all in my performance. This fight is what matters. Boxing media, and I mean, just sports in general is always based on your last performance. So I want to just keep improving and keep showing that I'm getting better each and every time I get in there, and just keep improving. Like I said, keep improve my skills, improve my mental, my physical, just everything in general.
So obviously you said everything in general, but is there something that you want to prove to the fans in this performance specifically? Is there something that we should look out for specifically that we should kind of notice in your style come, Saturday night?
Just just my growth as a fighter, my maturity as a fighter. Like sticking to my game plan. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you the game plan, but stick to my game plan. Um, and be able to control the fight throughout the whole time and fight at my pace and just maturity as a fighter.
So this camp you kind of went out to Vegas, is that right? It seemed like you were in Vegas for this one. What was the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, we came out here 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks prior to the fight. We got an Airbnb out here. It's great sparring. Get used to the air out here. It's obviously different than other places.
Mhm.
So but in general, mostly we just got great sparring. Thomas Delorme, Jalil Hackett, Lorenzo Simpson, Jaye Brown. Who else? A bunch of guys, a bunch of top guys we got to work with. So more like the most important thing was getting the best work and get used to the air out here and just adjust to everything. Obviously,
Yeah, Jalil Hackett. He's also on the fight card. A lot of people are looking out for that performance as well. What do you think he's shown you that kind of brought the best out of you in a sense for this fight?
yeah, Jalil. I've known Jalil my whole life. We go way back in the amateurs, and Lorenzo Simpson too. Obviously, he's on the card. Um, so I've known them my whole life, but he comes forward a lot, especially in sparring.
Mhm.
And I'm looking forward to his performance. I don't know where he's at on the card. I think he might fight before me, so I'll be able to watch.
So in terms of weight, everything looking good, like every weight's coming off easy, smooth.
Yeah, thankfully everything's going smooth. My weight, and I feel like when you do it the right way in camp, in terms of cutting the weight, eating your meals at a scheduled time, eating the right food, it makes everything easier for sure.
Okay, cool. So obviously we're going for a big performance come Saturday night. We're trying to get the W, but is there anyone in particular, not calling anybody out necessarily, just somebody that you'd love the opportunity to share the ring with maybe? Did you see that Fondora fight? What'd you think of that? That was
I
nuts.
thought yeah, I think that was crazy. No one was expecting that. Brian Mendoza, he's been that guy though. He's always been that guy that comes in and he lands that one shot that could change the fight, and he landed that one shot, and he sure did change the fight for sure. But for me right now, I'm focused on Jose Sanchez Charles.
Mhm.
We don't look ahead, don't look forward. I'm worried. I'm living in the present, living in the now, and I'm worried about Jose Sanchez Charles first before anybody.
Right. I guess more what I was alluding to is what's the end goal, obviously like not looking past him, but what do you want to accomplish in this weight class for you personally?
Yeah, I see myself staying here for a while. Obviously, I grew out of the 147-pound weight class, but I want to win world titles at 154. That's the main goal, obviously. If my body, because I'm still 20 years old, if I do grow in my body, I get bigger out of this weight class, then that happens. We move up. But for now, I feel great at the weight class. I feel strong. I feel fast. I make the weight comfortably, but it's the right weight for me. I'm not struggling to make the weight, and we do it the right way. So, main goal is to win world titles at 154.
Man, you're still 20, huh? You're not even 20. You can't even bet on the main event yet, bro.
Yeah, I'm still 20. Yeah.
Uh, but just before I let you go, talk to me about the main event. What are you thinking? Did anything change? Obviously, last time I know you're still sticking with Tank. That's your guy. But is there anything that changed in your mind the way you dissect the fight?
Yeah. Obviously, when you get closer to the fight, the anticipation, everything builds up, and you start to have like, as a fan, you start to have like second thoughts about your pick and everything. But Ryan looks focused, Tank looks focused, and I think may the best man win. I think it's like a 50-50, 60-40 fight. Um, but it's a great fight for the fans. I think it's going to end in a knockout. I definitely don't think it goes the distance. For Ryan to win, I think he's got to be a counterpuncher. He can't overcommit to things, be in range to get caught with a big shot. But obviously, the same thing goes with Tank because they're both big punchers. But definitely, I know you're a fan of Ryan, right? You like Ryan?
Uh, okay, I'll be honest. Like, part of me is rooting for Ryan, but I think that Tank wins. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, for sure. But I think, like I said, I think it's a great fight. And I think now, obviously, when you get closer, the anticipation builds and you start to think like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? Like other things happen, situations in a fight. But I'm gonna still roll with Tank. I think his experience and I think just him as a fighter, he's a better all around fighter. But obviously we'll see Saturday night.
do you think it's gonna be any different from the Rolly fight?
Yeah, definitely. I think Rolly's not nearly as experienced as Ryan, and his ring IQ isn't nearly as good as Ryan. So I think it's going to be more of like a lot of people are expecting like a bang like a brawl kind of thing. Like obviously, as boxing people, we know that there's a fight inside the fight, and both guys know that they have to do certain things to win. And I think Ryan knows that he has to be not overcommit to shots and be a counterpuncher in this fight in order to have a shot.
So you think it's more of the battle of who makes the first mistake, and it's more of a chess match as opposed to the brawl that everybody's kind of expecting?
Yeah, definitely. I think for sure. I don't think actually. I think a lot of the fans aren't going to be as happy with the fight early on because I don't think there's going to be a lot of big shots landed. I think it's going to be a very situational fight.
Oof. Either way, I think the outcome will make up for it either way, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. The outcome's definitely going to make up for whatever goes on in the rounds. I don't think it goes the distance.
Mhm. But you gonna be ringside for that? You have to be, right?
Sure, I'll be ringside right there.
Gosh, that's
Yep,
crazy.
blessed, maybe just blessed.
How's it feel to kind of like those tickets? Let's say you weren't a fighter, you had to buy that ticket. Like, how does it
Yeah,
feel? Obviously, you're gonna earn it because you have to go in that ring too. But at the same time, you're getting that kind of like 2-for-1 deal. I get to fight and then I get to watch this fight live. Like, what? How's that feel for you?
yeah, being without him and he gives me the tickets, obviously, and my family tickets to ringside with me. So one of many few guys in the world that's getting free tickets to this big event. And just to be a part of this event, obviously there's like 10 fights on the card. So I have 20 fighters in the whole world that are on this card, and I'm one of them. I'm just blessed to be in the position that I am.
Looking to steal the show too, huh?
Yes, sir. Obviously, that's the main goal.
All right,
Come out
Vito.
with
Well, good luck. I'm not going to keep you too long. Get to your therapy. Obviously, everyone, Jersey, we're going to be watching.
yes,
But
sir.
let people know, why they should tune into the fight. And then obviously, you talked about a watch party, right? Like I saw it on your story. So let people know what's up.
Yeah, there's a watch party at the Franklin Steakhouse in Fairfield, New Jersey. I think there's over 300 people going to that already. So if you need a place to watch the fight, book your reservations there. And tune into my fight. It's going to be an exciting fight, a dominant performance, and I want to keep improving, keep showing everyone what I've been working on in the gym. And obviously, order your pay per view if you're in Vegas. Get your tickets if you can. I think it might be sold out, but um, tune in. You don't want to miss this card. It's going to be a great night of fireworks.
All right, there we have it. Vito Mielnicki, he's gonna put on a show. He's gonna steal the show. Tank and Ryan, he's on that
Yes, sir.
card. And see it. We can't wait, Vito. Thank you so much for the time, man. I appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you
Thank
after.
you. Yes, sir.